Hi there guys, and welcome to another day in paradise. Now you will probably wonder why I say another day in paradise. Well, I'm borrowing mom's car this time so I can go to work. My car is broken home. Still another day in paradise. Yep. My life is always another day in paradise. That's how it is. And that's how it's going to be all the time. That's my life. Well, anyway, yeah. I did say my car is broken home. My four-wheeler, 4x4, Muso. Yeah, the problem, my car is standing home with totally flat tire. Yeah. The reason it's still standing with flat tire, yep, it's very simple. The tire is totally ruined. Yep. How this actually start to happen is last Saturday I went for our garage. It was cleaning their day, and guys that we are renting it, we was just cleaning there. So when it did come time to go home, my car did, yeah, there was something wrong looking at it. Yep, I did look, front right tire totally flat. Well, I did manage to put some air in the tire, and then I did drive it back into the garage. The leaking wasn't more than that. I did really have difficult to find where it was. I jack up the car, spray soap water on it to see where the bubbles are coming, and I've been spinning in 2 rounds. Then I did spin it 2 rounds and spraying soap mixed water on it just to get the bubbles. Well, after 2 rounds I didn't see anything, so I start on the side. Well, in the first round I didn't get anything, so I think of why not reduce the air pressure a little bit. So I did reduce the air pressure down to like 10 psi, and bingo, the tire did start to leak. So then I did find it out. It was on the side and pretty close to the edge, and it was like an inch long hole into the tire after I did stick my checking rod or the cleaning one, and I did just like clean it up a little bit, like scrub it. Then I did just fill it, and it worked fine. Hold air, everything fine. Sunday come, no problem. Monday, no problem. Go to work on Tuesday, no problem. And even when I start to go home, the tire is totally fine. About 1.5 kilometers or so from home, I feel my car starting to be a bit strange to drive, so I go to the side of the road. I was already on the sideway for heading. I was going off the highway and into my town, and almost immediately after I stopped, the tire got totally flat. So, as you will probably see soon, I have inflation system in my car, so I just hook that up and start pumping air in the tire. but almost nothing happened. So I'm a little bit back up my car to find the spot where it was leaking, and first I thought maybe the repair from the Saturday has failed, so I checked there. No, it wasn't coming from there. It was coming from about inch to side of that. So I did fill that gap. The tire did build up pressure, was holding it fine. Wait for a few minutes, let all the tabs like bite it in completely. I drive about maybe 500 meters, even not that far. Maybe 500 meters, 400 meters, 500 meters. It don't totally matter. I'm starting to hear whoosh, whoosh, whoosh from the tire, and my inflation system is not keeping up with it even. So I did stop. There was a old bus stop. I did just drive into that and pretty well off the road. So I was very safe to try to work better on the tire. I thought maybe it's just still leaking because it was a big crack, and maybe I have to fill it more into it. Well, that wasn't the deal. That the previous fixing wasn't leaking at all. So I said, what? Do I really have the third oil on my wheel? Well, guys, I filled that one up also. Yeah, I'm starting to use a lot of tabs to fill this up, but what do you do to try to be home on your car? Well, yep, it holds. Nothing wrong. And this time I did decide to fully inflate it, go a little bit forward and backward, make sure the tire is going completely circle and like that. Everything fine. 25 psi in the tire, so we can say it's fully inflated. And yeah, I start to drive. It lasts maybe 200-300 meters. Then I get close to another bus stop, old bus stop that's even as well not in use. And yeah, even my air system working on full didn't hold it. What? Biker this time of year? Crazy. That's crazy. Whoa, it's slippery time. Anyway, I walk out, check the previous fixing. They are all holding, except the last one. It was leaking a bit with it, so I put a couple of more tabs in that, and Then I did see it tires start to lift up. Then I hear whoosh again. It just wish out. There's a little air that did come into the tire. And after it, yeah, goes down again, and I hear like blah, 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 blah. It was like, yeah, because it was snow and a little bit wet. Then yeah, of course, one more crack in the tire. Then I said, this is it. I'm not going to fix this. This tire is totally ruined anyway, so I did just decide, because it was maybe another 500, 600 meters home, I just drive it on flat home. That's how I make long story a bit long story. I was going to make a long story short story, and now my car is standing home, totally on flat tire, and hopefully today I will go and buy a new. And believe me guys, it comes with a price. $1,600 US for 4 tires. Yeah, I can't buy just one this time or 2 like I was going to do, because Beef Goodrich have quit produce this tire that I'm having. So I have to buy me BF Goodrich Veteran KM2, the next generation of this tire, and the pattern are different, so I prefer just to change them all. Because yeah, like when I'm driving in the snow in the mountain like that, I want to have the same thing in the front and the back. So now I have work this weekend, changing tires on the rims and like that. First one I have to do just if I will just do it home, or if I will take it to the garage and do it, but someplace I have to do it. It's probably better for me to do it in garage, compare how the weather is going to be. Then I will just take the tire and put it back under my car and just drive my car to garage and replace all the other tires. Then when I have time for it, I will take my car for rebalancing the tires, and as well I have to take it for wheel alignment, because I'm wearing out the front wheels a bit wrong. So there you have this story. Then it's the other thing I was going to talk about to you. It's about a little bit about frame rate on the camera I'm using. I'm using GoPro Hero 5. I've been noticing every time I'm recording on 60 frame, or even as well on 30 frame, the lights are always like flitting or blinking or whatever you want to call. They are not steady. Then one time when I was in garage and a little bit like practicing on recording on small projects I was working on, it was terrible. The light almost just was like blinking when I did look at it on the recording. It was so terrible. Then I did decide to change the setting on my camera, and now I'm recording on 50 frame. Well, bingo, this problem is gone. I think the reason it comes to the frequency on the electricity. Well, one moment guys. Yo. Hello. Sá gamli bara í þrengslunum. Nýfarinn fram hjá Lambafellsnámu. Það eitthvað kortir í mig eitthvað svoleiðis. Það ekki bara gat 4 aftur. Já. Varst ekki að gá mig í 1? Já. Það flott hér. Bye. Well, where was I? Yeah, I was talking about like in US, it's no problem to be recording on 60 frames because the electricity in US is running on 60 hertz, so they don't notice it so much. Or at least this is my theory about these blinking lights, because it's not synchroning with your frame rate. You can't be recording like you can't be recording like on 30 frame, 60 frame, 120 to 40, and you're continuously synchroning with your electricity if you're in US or wherever you have 60 hertz electricity. I know it's in US, I think probably in Canada, I don't know about Mexico or other South America countries, but I know in Philippines they are running on 220 volts but 60 hertz. But here in Europe we are running on 240 volts and 50 hertz, I think, in most of the European countries. So I think this is something people can also be thinking of. If they are having a problem with their lights, they are like blinking, try to have your frame rate same as the frequency on your electricity, or change the frame rate if you're using like LED light that you are damping down. Then try to figure out what is the frequency and see if other frame rate on your camera can sync in that frequency. Then it should reduce this blinking. You probably notice a lot of videos from Russia, like traffic light and like that. They're always blinking, and I'm always be wondering why traffic light and like that is always blinking, especially when it comes from Russia. Well, the reason is probably this, that their electricity is probably on 50 hertz or something. I am not totally sure, and they are recording on either 30 frames or 60 frames, so it don't synchrone. So, or at least this is my theory, but correct me if I'm wrong. But as I say, my lighting problem has been totally finished when I've been recording on 50 frames. Even on if I face my camera to my computer screen, it's stop it. Yeah. I think my computer screen has the frequency 50 hertz, so it's synchronous on a 50 frames. If I put it on 60 hertz, no 60 frame, then it's a little bit like blinking and like that. So guys, this is something that is something for you to think of. Well, now you've been seeing pretty good part on the route I'm driving here every day. The view, yeah, it's pretty good now. I'm trying to get used to have this on my head, but I'm as well going to buy me like a carpet that actually have a mounting bracket for GoPro. I've been seeing that on eBay as well. Yes, I mostly, not mostly, I almost only use eBay when I'm buying online. It's yeah, it's been real. Now I lost my English words. Well, you probably see this beautiful sunrise here. It's 10 a.m. in the morning time. Sun is just rising up. What you think is a mountains there in the distance, it's actually not a mountains. It's a few islands, and we call it Westman Island. And yeah, I think 1973, something like that. There was a volcano eruption in one of the island, and that island is actually people living there. They have to evacuate everything back here to the mainland and like that. But still, people did move there again when that volcano eruption did finish and all the cleanup finished. Anyway, now I'm coming to the area where we have the steepest hills, but it's not so big deal for me now. I'm, I can say I'm empty. I'm just around 20 ton. I have an empty container. I'm loaded with empty container. That I was trying to say, and just a few minutes from the factory, and there I will change container. Actually, not container. I will change completely the trailer. There's another trailer there with a fully loaded container waiting for me to take back to town. It's not long hill, but it's really steep on a part of it, 10%. This truck I'm driving now, yeah, you probably notice it. It's not the young one. It's, yeah, actually this is 80 years anniversary model from Volvo. It's 2008 model of Volvo. It's FH16 Globetrotter with its 660 horses engine. We are actually just renting this truck now, but we are buying another Volvo, but the Volvo we are buying is having a smaller engine. Well, I did have to use pedal brake. It was too slippery for the engine brake. And of course I have a warning light for ABS, so at this moment ABS is not working on the truck. The ESP is even not working. Well, I think this problem will be fixed next week. There is some sensor that they have to change, that they know about. So this problem can be popping up once in a while. Well, as I said, it's an old truck. He's 10 years old, driven 1,003,868 kilometers on the meter exactly now. So compared to the age and how much driven and like that, it's pretty fine truck. But still, I can't wait until have a brand new truck, and I can personalize it much more. I think it's about 2.5 months until I will get that truck. So yeah, I'm hoping this recording is not so boring, but yep, I'm just trying to talk about these things that's on my mind each time, and I think that's how it will work. I'm not sure, but as I said, it will be nice to see how this headband is working. I did as well, when I did buy this headband yesterday, I did buy a small piece that I've been looking for a lot on eBay, but I don't see it on eBay. But now I did see it in the store where I'm buying some of these GoPro things. I did see it. It's just a mounting bracket. Instead of being totally stuck, it has a ball, so I can turn it around and move it. So when I place the camera, if I put like mounting bracket here, then I stick it in there, I can be recording out. Then of course I can just turn the camera and point it on me for recording. This is something that I have a bit want to have. Yeah, so you know guys, now I'm recording in super wide mode, but most of the time I just record in wide mode. It don't mess up as much, with the lines and everything is more precisely how it is. When you're recording in super wide mode, it's more like a fisheye looking. So everything that is a bit away from you will be even more away. So now I have to be outside, and like that I will stop this recording and I will talk to you later, guys. So until then, take care.